Flight bus, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're gonna talk about reptilians and shapeshifting. And I want to, and listen, man, because I'm so disappointed in man and humans, because humans is a species made out of mankind. Human could be a man or a woman, but you are within the species of mankind as a whole. The species a being is a solar system. You only see it as a solar system because you are a piece of that within it. You see what I'm saying? So let's talk about reptilians. Now, reptilians. Now when we talk about reptilians, I need you to know that they're not. Now we know the left brain is what you're consciously aware of. The right brain is what you're subconsciously aware of. So when you have, we know everything is liquid, gas, solid. And you can tie that to the physical realm, but I can tie that into every realm. Because you got a lot of scientists say, okay, that's just in the physical realm. But I'm Archangel Uriel. I can tie that to every realm. Frequency, vibrations, energy. Frequency is nothing but a higher frequency of a gas. A space. An idea. Room of opportunity. That's what the highest of it. Frequency. Vibration is just the highest frequency of the fluid, the liquid. You know what I'm saying? The vibration. The vibe of something. Right? When you vibe with something, how you vibe with it? It deals with your inside, right? Right? What makes your inside vibe with something? If it's dealing with your inside, right? The way you feel about something. The way it make you emotionally feel. Right? Right? What's your emotions and your feelings? Right? It must be fluid because it's vibing. It's a vibration. It must be fluid, right? 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 So, what's inside your body? A soul, right? So, your soul must contain a fluid, a vibe. So, your vibe is your soul. So, your soul is fluid-like. Your soul is your vibration. It's all tied to the same shit. And then you have, they say a solid. A solid. That's energy. Energy is just the highest vibration frequency of a solid or matter. Matter is a higher frequency of a solid. Matter is solid before it even becomes solid. Energy is matter before it even becomes matter. You see what I'm saying? So they all correlate. So frequency, vibrations, and energy. That's what everything is, right? Now, we know what was first was the frequency, the idea. The space, a spirit, spirit. Know what I'm saying? Now, with space, there's nothing but room and opportunity. So, what happens when your mind stay clogged up? What happens? You say, man, I can't think right. Or you try to focus on something. Damn, I can't focus on it because there's too much shit on my mind, right? There's not enough room for idea. So we know idea is tied to space. We know space is tied to spirit. We know spirit is tied to frequency. So we know frequency originally was an idea. So we know everything came from an idea. So where this idea come from, that's another video. So first was an idea. Now when you have an idea, what happens after that? You start to feel a certain way about it, right? You start to put emotions behind it, right? Boom, you put your soul into it. That's just like a person who cook, but they don't put no soul into it. It be dry as fuck. It's like, you ain't got no seasoning, ain't got no butter. You be like, what the fuck is this? They just had the idea of what to cook, but they ain't had no feeling behind it, emotion behind it. But when your grandmother cooked, she put all her soul food, she put all her emotions and feelings behind it. Hold on for 1 second. What happens? Alright, now when she put her grandma's cooking in and shit like that, what happens? The food end up being seasoned good and shit because she put some soul in it. They call it soul food, right? Soul food. So look, for an example, when you have an idea, right, and you don't got no feeling and emotion behind it, right, you don't follow through with that idea because you don't feel no way about that idea. So it ain't something you're interested in, right? But when you get an idea and you feel like it's a good idea, aka feel, boom, you start to put emotions behind it. Now you carry that idea through. You put a soul into that idea. So we know frequency is an idea. It's space, just space itself first. Then once it start to gain an emotional feeling about the idea, then that's when it attains a soul. That's when it attains a vibration, a vibe. So you may have an idea to go out somewhere, but if you don't feel the vibe, then you leave that place. If you feel the vibe, you stay in that place. So for an example, you had the idea to go out. That was the frequency. The frequency vibration might have not matched your frequency, so you couldn't vibe there. So you didn't have the soul. You didn't have the feeling to be there. You didn't have the emotion to be there. You see what I'm saying? So we know if everything started with a frequency, that was first. We know the soul comes second, because the fluid, the vibration comes second. So if something was a frequency, once it starts vibrating, now it has a soul. That frequency has a vibration now. So it's a frequency, now it has a vibration through it now. Now it has a soul and emotion. Now it could be experienced, because for a vibration, for a frequency just to be a flat line, for it to start to have waves, that took time, that took experience. So now we have time and experience. How we decipher time and experience, though, is using the frequency line in general. We know there's a frequency there in the first place, but the vibe, you see what I'm saying, is what transfer it, is what make it mutable, what make it with fluid. It's like the frequency is the heat and the vibration is for whatever got heated up, for it to move and be changed. So for space to be more space, added weight, density, brought down. Now since it was a frequency and it has a vibration, now it has the opportunity to be made dense, has the opportunity to be felt. You could feel the energy of it now. You could feel the energy. So it could be, now it has the ramification to be made matter and to be made solid now. Now, when we talk about, somebody come here now. Now that I say that, reptilians are not physical beings. They're not something you can be consciously aware of. But because we know what you can be consciously aware of, it's like a frequency. And you can be consciously aware of an idea. You know what I'm saying? Now, we know what you can be emotionally attached to and what you can feel. That's part of your soul. So right here, that's how you feel about the idea. That's how you feel about whatever came in your head. The idea is just whatever comes to your head. It can be anything. How you feel about it and emotional is what kind of emotional stance you have. It could be your moon sign. That's what kind of emotional stance you have on the idea that you just received in your head. Or whatever you choose you want to emotionally attach to carry out. Now we know the physical, now it can be brought into matter. Now let's break this down into human existence. Now the left brain is what you're consciously aware of, and the right brain is what you're subconsciously aware of. Now, the only form of physicality, reptilians are not a race of beings. They are a race of beings, but they're not. How can I put this? They're not. The only forms of representations of physical like the spaceship, as far as their spirits being manifested into physicality, the only physicality representations we have of them is snakes on Earth. You know what I'm saying? Now, what the snakes have? They have regeneration. You know what I'm saying? They're informative, right? They have a lot of information because they're put in circumstances that a lot of other species are not put in. Like they don't have legs or nothing, so they slither around. So they're able to camouflage. They're able to soak into the situation. Soak into the surroundings and camouflage themselves into the surroundings. They're able to blend in with things, and they're able to. But they had to come to these type of knowledges and information in order to survive. And then they could strike. They strike out. They bite. You know what I'm saying? Not all snakes bite, but a lot of them bite. Now, that's the only physical representation that they have on Earth. Now, these beings have not understood how to make themselves and how to bring themselves into the existence of a dragon yet on Earth. This is why dragons don't exist. You know what I'm saying? But this is why you have an idea of a dragon. And the Japanese and the China, they're trying to will that into existence a lot faster than a lot of other cultures. But for an example, a snake, you have a water snake, that only could be in water, and you have a land snake that can come on land, and then the next phase for them to go is to get wings, and a snake with wings is a dragon. You see what I'm saying? Now this is how that, now they're trying to transform on Earth as external beings, but as purely solely external beings. But they had so much energy and power that they was able to manifest their energy itself and not have to be a spaceship. So when you look at a snake or you look at a reptile of any kind on Earth, these are species that are condensed information, condensed light and information solely from the reptilian spiritual energy. You see what I'm saying? Right now they're trying to obtain a soul. They don't even have a soul. They just have a spirit. And right now, as just spirits, the reptilians are powerful. They was able to manifest their information, idea, their spirit. They was able to skip the soul part. They was able to skip having a vibration, and they was able to make their spirit solid into matter. Now, what happens here is it made them have a deficiency when they did that on Earth, because now they only can appear as reptiles. They can't, and this spaceship is engineered by a lot of beings, even part of the reptilians, due to the travels of this whole species itself, mankind, and the travels and stuff like that. But this spaceship right here is can receive more information and more sunlight and more creative power than the actual. But see, they're not far behind. They skip having a soul part. Now, the vibration, the soul part, the emotions and the feelings is a big part of manifesting here. It's a big part of creating. It's a big part of the illusion in the realm of reality you in right now. These spiritual reptilian powerful motherfuckers knew how to skip the vibrations, skip coming through emotions and the feelings, and was able to zap DNA or zap whatever they had here straight that energy itself. So the information and the light informed itself. It wasn't reproduced through any emotions and the feelings and the attraction of two people. It came here more of a specimen of the information itself. So it's like when you see a reptilian, that is a spirit itself without a soul. So a lot of time the characteristics when you may play out as a reptilian may play out a lot of your left brain attributes. This is why, not to tie race into it, but this is why a lot of spiritual reptilians incarnate and use the vessel of white people, because white people are more left brain intellectually superior than black people, and black people are more right brain inferior to white people. And that's another video. But and then it's not even white and black people, it's spectrum of shade, because you saying you black or African American, you're not even technically black. You're engineered by beings that was engineered by spiritual engineered beings. You see what I'm saying? So you're not even completely 100% of what you claiming you trying to be. You're just unlocking pieces of the soul of the actual unlocked being that you was in. See, it's a big difference, and then it's going to play out in traits of you playing favoritism to that emotion and feeling than your other emotion and feeling. You got white people forms of ramification DNA, and China, everybody on Earth do at this point, but it's going to play out in ways as people picking favoritism to a piece of something that they are, and coming up with excuses and argumentative ways of why the other things that they are is not correct. When really, I don't care if you black to arguing with a white person, you arguing with yourself. See, y'all can't get on my level. Y'all too low. You know what I'm saying? Y'all too low on the podium scale. Y'all can't even, I don't care what kind of consciousness being you is or whatever. You can't get on my level because you're too low. You're too low. You gotta come a little higher. You see what I'm saying? Now, but when we talk about as far as reptilians and stuff like that, now we know that they're spiritual beings. And like I said, when you look towards any type of reptilian on Earth, these are the actual spirit of reptilians skipping the soul, skipping the vibration part. They just straight frequency, straight idea, and with the straight density. And they had that power to do that, but now they fall short here as a physical being here. So they don't have arms here or nothing like that. But look, they're powerful spiritually. So what they do is, since they don't have a soul, they attack beings with souls, and use vessels that have a soul, use spaceships that have a soul as vessels. They use these people as vessels, or humans or whatever species there is. They use them as vessels in order to obtain the information, because they're all information. They're more left brain like. They're spiritual. They're idea. So they use the information in order to use the information out of the yin, out of the emotions, the feelings and stuff. Use all that melanated information, that dark information, in order to bring it back to a logical lizard L word and law and lies and stuff like that, and logic and all that stuff, and left brain. You see all them L words? See how words tie with energy? Goddamn. And they tie it all to a logical point of view, right? And be able to understand it and make it external again. Because they're fucking masters at doing shit externally. How they skip having a soul, and how they skip the experience in time of bringing themselves into density. How they just had an idea and brought themselves straight into the density. That let you know they some powerful motherfuckers. But they not all powerful, because they still skip the process. And in this realm of reality, having a soul, feelings, and emotions is still one of the most important processes that you need in order to create anything in this damn realm of reality. So when you talk about reptilians, like I said, right now they play out. This is why snakes and stuff like that, they don't have no soul. They don't have no this, that, and the third. They squeeze the life out of an animal. You see what I'm saying? Squeeze the soul right out of an animal. You see what I'm saying? You gotta understand that reptilians even lack blood. A lot of them they lack blood. You know what I'm saying? But look, that's another video. But look, when we talk about now we know that the intellectual properties of a reptilian. Now I'm letting you know how they actually interjecting themselves into people's bodies. Now, spiritually, they do it by ideas, information. Since they're masters at information, they can make you logically feel like you can bring something into existence without having the emotions and the feelings behind it. For an example, trying to take shortcuts to shit. Trying to do shit the fast way. Trying to scam. Trying to do things. Now, when you look in your life, who's 9 times out of 10 people trying to scam or people trying to get over in your life? Credit holders, managers, bosses. You know what I'm saying? Politics, ticks. See what I'm saying? Litics, lizards. You see what I'm saying? Now these are people who try to take advantage and stuff like that. See, they're carrying more of the reptilian trait than others, or a lot of times it may be a direct bloodline to a point that this actual human is being played same way as I've been possessed, not by a demon, but I've been possessed by an angel, Archangel Uriel. These motherfuckers been possessed by a motherfucking reptilian motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Hold on 1 second. Alright, so now look, these motherfuckers they wanna know how to instruct a spaceship that can apply themselves going the shortcut, doing the short way, the shortcut, you know what I'm saying? Without applying any experience or without learning, having no wisdom or time on something, but just having it come to you just like that. And you ain't even gotta have no emotion or feeling behind it. Like when you wanna get up and do something you really wanna do, you got the emotion and feeling to go do it. And it took that time and experience to get it done in order to get from point A to point B, right? But you got some of these motherfuckers who just wanna come here and had an idea and want it to fall in their motherfucking lap. So they don't have to do all the experiencing, aka the emotion and feeling, aka the soul part of the situation. So you're not getting soul food from reptilians. You're getting some constructed, made up shit to make you think you can get from point A to point B in a zap of a second. You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about as far as the reptilian beings or whatever like that, a lot of times they are able to utilize the Caucasian woman and man a lot of times to logically put things, to logically make people consciously aware of things a lot faster. See, for an example, like I said, white people more left brain, right, and black people more right brain. So, for an example, if the left brain is what you're consciously aware of and the right brain is what you're subconsciously aware of, then that means white people can make the world consciously aware of things a lot faster than black people. But black people can make the world subconsciously aware of things way faster than white people. But we got a problem here, right? Because we're trying to be so left brain that if left brain is what you're constantly aware of, then who gives a fuck about the subconscious? So anytime you got somebody out here trying to kick some subconscious shit, you're gonna get opposed with somebody who try to consciously, logically tell you that your shit don't make sense. You see what I'm saying? So it even comes to an intellectual battle. and I hate to keep saying white and black people because it's really just a spectrum of light. I don't give a fuck if you the darkest Mexican, darkest Puerto Rican, whatever like that. You're more on the color spectrum of dark, and I don't care if you the lightest Italian, lightest Caucasian, lightest Russian, whatever like that. You're going towards the spectrum color of light. But these really don't have nothing to do with race in general. It just has something to do with spectrums of light. And the lighter the spectrum of light something is, the more left brain it is, and the more spectrum of dark something is, the more to the right direction of the yin and yang realm it is. You know what I'm saying? This is why the yin and yang, you look at it, it has the white on this side with the black in the middle, and it got the white on this side with the black in the middle, and the black on this side with the white in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So they interchange. But colors, people tie race with names and color. Nobody's actually white and no one is actually black. So you might as well get that out of your mind already. But it's just a color spectrum. It's a receiving of light. You know what I'm saying? The darker something is, the more light it can receive. The lighter something is, the more dark it can receive. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times when it get played out through race, black people might think white people are evil because they can receive more darkness. But when you tie darkness to a metaphysic type of energy, then we know darkness is doing evil things, negative type things, yin type things. You know what I'm saying? Playing with other people's emotions and feelings and not having emotions and feelings of his own. And then vice versa. When it comes to the black people receiving more light, black people think they're the gods of the earth. They think they're the most enlightened because they just receiving more light. Key word, enlightened. They just receiving more light. So they may feel like they're doing more things based upon their emotions and feelings and not caring about the logical things or things that you're consciously aware of, as far as like money and things that's in front of you. And they feel more to go within than without. So they don't care about things of that nature. But see, that's just a whole spectrum, and under a law of something. A law. Now when I say a law, I'm not talking about Allah, but they're gonna try to confuse you and make you think they talking about that. So they make you think that you're going by the land of the law under God, when really you're just going under the land of the law under some man. You know what I'm saying? It be simple shit that people need to understand that they just don't understand because of what's going on around their surroundings. Now back to the reptilian. Now this reptilian being right here. Now, right, in order to create in this realm of reality, you need a soul. You need a soul, you need emotions and feelings. So that's the only way you're going to be able to create. So they found a way to splat themselves on earth without the experience part, without the soul part. Yeah, they got that far, but now they seeing the deficiencies they have. They seeing they can't get back to the dragon. They seeing that they can't fly. They seeing that they stuck to the ground, earth, concrete, what you're consciously aware of, what you could tangibly hold. They can't just jump from the ground up on the tree. They gotta actually slither all the way on the ground till they reach the tree, then slither up the tree. You see what I'm saying? So now they witnessing a lot of other species on Earth being able to have this emotion, and they're even from a soul standpoint, they're even on a lower dimension than some bugs and shit like that. They're seeing bugs fly, jumping shit. They're looking at this shit like, damn, we put ourselves here, we got all this wisdom and knowledge. We know how to sneak, we know how to camouflage, we know how to shapeshift and all this shit, but we can't even use this shit to our advantage because we got these people, we got all these other species with expressions and feelings